Welcome to PM Movie Recaps. Today's pick is a crime and thriller of 2014, Nightcrawler. If you're ready, let's enjoy the video. It's late at night in the city of Los Angeles. Louis Bloom has broken into a train yard and broken off a chain link fence. An officer approaches him and asks to see his ID. Louis keeps his cool and shows it to him, and then he attacks the man and kills him. Louis later takes the broken up fence to a scrapyard and sells the fence to the yard's owner while trying to negotiate a higher price. He then asks the owner if he is hiring. The owner rebuffs him and says he won't hire a thief. A few cop cars pass Louis on the road. He pulls over to see what they're investigating. A car is on fire and people are inside. A van of nightcrawlers who record violent incidents at night for profit pull up, led by Joe Loader. Louis sees Joe filming while two men pull a woman from the vehicle. He approaches him and asks about the job, but Joe says there are no vacancies available. Louis steals a bike on the beach the next day and goes to pawn it off and gets a camcorder with a police scanner. Using these, he listens to reports of incidents in the area. He pulls up to multiple crime scenes and is told to leave by the police. He manages to get good graphic footage of a man who was shot to death after a carjacking. The police turn Louis and another nightcrawler away, the latter who angrily curses Louis out for ruining his shot. Louis follows the man as he calls his employer and overhears how much the man is set to make off the footage. Louis goes to the Channel 6 news station and meets news director Nina Romina. He shows her and another station producer, Frank Cruz, the footage, with good shots of the man dead and paramedics trying to revive him. Louis only makes $250 off the footage, despite trying to go way higher. He once again tries asking for a job or an internship position. Louis interviews a young man named Rick for an internship position, making it seem like he's heading some big news station. Rick is practically homeless and struggling to find work, and he has little experience in this sort of field. Louis simply asks him if he has a phone with GPS, and Rick says yes. Louis hires him on the spot and tells him he'll get paid $30 a night. Louis makes Rick read off directions to him as they go looking for incidents. Rick accidentally gives Louis wrong directions, and they arrive at the scene of a home fire too late, as paramedics have already wheeled the victim away. Louis is furious with Rick. People are gathered around a shooting in a suburban home. Louis sneaks in through the back and into the kitchen where he rearranges pictures on the fridge to focus on the bullet holes and a shot of the neighbors talking to police. Nina loves the footage, but Frank says it looks like Louis broke in. She still uses it. Eventually, Louis and Rick can get a lot of new footage of horrifying incidents which Louis continues to sell to Nina. He gives her an impassioned speech about how he's come up with his business plan and how he has hoped to make a name for himself, which seems to almost move Nina. Louis stands by Nina when two anchors from her station are set to report on one of the incidents that Louis got on camera. He mentions a Mexican restaurant and invites Nina to go with him. Nina declines, as she doesn't want to compromise their professional relationship, but Louis implies that he'll stop giving her good footage if she says no. Joe finds Louis and offers him a spot on his team to deliver them some good footage, but Louis rejects him. Nina joins Louis at the Mexican restaurant. He makes it clear he wants more than a professional relationship, but she says this is just a courtesy date. He reminds her that the station is the lowest rated station in the area, and she needs him just as much as he wants her. Louis and Rick fail to arrive in time for another incident as Joe and his team beat him to the punch, leaving Louis with weak footage of a stabbing in Corona. Nina is pissed at him. Joe's coverage hits Channel 2 in all its glory. Louis goes to Joe's house and cuts the brakes on his van. This later leads to Joe crashing the van into a pole. Louis and Rick arrive in time for him to film Joe being wheeled away in a gurney, choking on his own blood. A big break comes when Louis and Rick happen upon a break-in at a large mansion. Louis sees two men fleeing the scene. He enters the house and films the dead bodies in each room. One victim is on the ground gasping for breath as Louis walks around him. He delivers the graphic footage to Nina, at which point he makes a demand for $15,000 for the footage, and he also wants the anchors to give him credit as video production news, and for him to be recognized as a credible news source. He makes it abundantly clear to Nina that he's calling the shots now. Two detectives, Frontieri and Lieberman, arrive at Louis' door to question him about the footage and if he saw the two men. Louis doesn't give a clear description of the men, but he tells the detectives that they were driving an SUV. Louis brings Rick to catch the killers and phone the cops. Rick demands a raise for $75 a night when Louis states he could have gone higher. Together, they find the killers and follow them to a restaurant. Louis phones the cops and says one of them has a gun. Two cops arrive and enter the place. Two more show up, and the killers begin to shoot at them. The cops shoot the larger killer dead while the other one gets away. Louis and Rick follow them in an intense chase. The cop car is hit by another car. Another cop car catches up to the killer and they crash. Louis stops the car and goes to get his shot. He tells Rick that the killer is dead. Rick goes to film the killer, only to find him alive and with a gun. He shoots Rick 3 times before crawling out. The killer aims his gun at the cops and is shot dead. Louis films his corpse and then films a dying Rick. Rick says Louis knew the killer was alive, and he implies that he did this since Rick threatened to compromise this whole operation. Rick dies. Louis brings all of this to Nina, who is enchanted by all the gruesome imagery. Detective Frontieri comes to the station and demands to have the footage as it is evidence, but Nina refuses to surrender the tapes. Frontieri later interrogates Louis, knowing he withheld information from them since he knew what the killers looked like. Furthermore, he remains unmoved by Rick's death, but he sticks by his word without flinching, and he is left free to walk. Frank approaches Nina and says the break-in at the mansion was really a drug robbery since there were multiple bags of cocaine found in there. He says this is the real story, but Nina is focusing on the car chase and accident. Frank tells her she sounds like Louis, to which she replies that Louis has inspired them to reach higher. Now, Louis has established video production news with news vans and 3 interns. He gets them ready with their tasks and adds that he won't make them do anything he won't do himself. With that, he guides them into the night to snap more footage of what the people really want to see. Thank you for watching, but before leaving please make sure that you click subscribe and turn on the notification so that you can enjoy watching more videos like this.